Hello and welcome to another episode of Block Breaking Season 2. Alright, so let me hop on through the portal and get to the Halloween district. I know my last episode was a bit of a longer extended episode. I was kind of sharing my thought process behind the tweaks I was doing on my Hedge mage and the build that I was doing on my bobbing frapples, but I promise this episode is going to be much shorter. I'm really just going to highlight some of the tweaks and things that I did to finish up my builds. Also want to just give you a very quick, I'm not going to hover on any one particular build because this is stuff that everyone else is going to be showing off in their videos, but you know, you're kind of getting a nice view of what the Halloween district looks like, what the layout is as we come down the side of this mountain. And over here, we're past the pumpkin patch. We got some nice spooky buildings going up. And over there is the graveyard that I came from. But I'm not going to linger too long on those other builds because those weren't mine. Really, what I want to do is I want to show you some of the finishing touches I did on my Hedge maze. And yeah, I did a few cool things, and I think you'll enjoy those. So the maze is right down here. We got some little folks that are getting ready to come visit the maze. So when you come in the entrance here, I got this all set up here. We have a couple of signs telling people about some challenges that they can do. The first challenge is the Minotaur challenge. If you can find him and take a selfie with him, that's one challenge you can do for yourself when you go through the maze. Another is the dead end challenge. Find all 6 and enjoy the scene. So after building the maze, it kind of dawned on me, as large as this maze is, there's actually only 6 dead ends. Most of the hallways actually connect to each other. And in each of those 6 dead ends, I made a little movie scene. And I think a lot of those came out really neat. And that's one thing I really wanted to show you. This here is the lectern challenge. And basically, I think I touched on this idea last episode, but basically, I have 13 lecterns hidden around the maze in these little nooks, and each one has a token, and you can just kind of crouch down onto that pressure plate and take your token. And if you find that if you kind of come across one and you take it and you're like, oh, I already got this one, you can actually throw it back at the lectern to return it. And I'm going to kind of demonstrate that here. So I made it to where you can't just walk into it, mainly because I don't want Mr. Minotaur walking and like popping these pressure plates and wasting all of the tokens. So you have to just squat down, pop, you get it in your inventory, and you see here I got an example challenge token. And since I don't want this in my inventory anymore, I'm just going to throw it at the lectern, and it got sucked up into a hopper and sent back down to the dropper. And that's how the lecterns work. And over here, I just have one, you can get a few ender pearls because, you know, if you get lost in the maze, you need to get out. Maybe you don't have elytra on you. Maybe you don't have your own ender pearls and you just want to get out of the maze. You can hop on here and take a couple ender pearls with you for the trip that you might need to get yourself out of the maze. So one thing about the little lecterns that I hid around the maze, each one of them contains a fun quote from some episode in Season 2 of Block Breaking, and I have the author of the quote kind of attributed in each one. So whenever people do find those lecterns, they can kind of read those quotes and get a little bit of a laugh. And, and I just spoiled something. Okay, so this is what I was saying. This is one of those dead ends here, and this is one of these scenes that I made, which is really cool. So check this out. They're here. So this is obviously a scene from Poltergeist. And this is, of course, a little Carol Ann in front of the TV full of static. And so I actually had to learn how to use the armor stand mod to do these. T helped me out with the first one, and then I wanted to do more, and I didn't want to necessarily wait for her to be available to do my work for me. So I had to learn to do it myself. Okay, so here's an example of one of the hidden lecterns here. See, there's no sign on or anything. It's just here in this nook. Most of them are kind of at where a wall kind of comes up to a bend. That's where most of them are situated. And this one has a nice little quote in here. Is it terracotta? From Captain Kai, if you remember my episode where we played Spiffy Steffi's sound game. Captain Kai's team, they wanted to guess terracotta for pretty much everything. So if you were actually doing the challenge here, you could come in here and you would get this and see this is now challenge token 6 of 13. So yeah, so you can take the challenge and try to find all 13 of those. And I'm going to just put that back because I don't want to take that for now. I'm not doing the challenge actively. So let me find a couple more of these scenes. I really wanted to show you guys these scenes because I think they turned out really nice and I'm really proud of them. And I think that even though, I guess you might consider it a little bit spoilery, but I think the fun is going to be in watching the other block breakers' reactions to them when they find them. So, let me, you know what? I'm going to have to like just put on my wings because I am having trouble navigating the maze. Oop. Oh, there we go. Also having trouble flying. Okay, like I said, they're in the dead ends. So, let's see. Oh, there's a dead end over there. So let me go to that one. This one over here is a fun one. So now this one I had to put a gate in because there is something in this one that will get the Minotaur trapped. So unfortunately, that was the only way I could keep him out. So this is a fun one here. The boy, Jason. Jason, man, we didn't find any boy. Oh, I love it. He looks so cool hanging out down here in the water, just looking up at you through the weeds. He's kind of got his, we'll call it a machete in his hand. I think that'll be funny when someone comes up and they just start reading that and then they look down and just see him staring up. That is going to be so cool. I think that's going to freak some people out. Now, I actually did put a short out on my channel regarding this one, and this is the twins from the ghost twins from the Shining movie. You know, come play with us, Danny, forever and ever. I think these came out really great. T helped me out in several ways with this. She provided her heads, and she is the one who kind of got the statues in place and standing erect and everything. Okay, and here's another one around this corner. Ah, here we go. This is one of my favorites. Oh yes, they float, Georgie. They float. And when you're down here with me, you'll float too. Of course, this is the monster from the movie It, as showing himself as Pennywise the Clown in the famous opening scene. Movie buffs out there might actually notice that this is the Pennywise from the new movies, but these quotes are from the original movie because I just think that quote was better. But yeah, I love that he's hiding down there, kind of like he's hiding in the storm drain. I wanted to get that kind of look and feel there, and I think that came out really, really nice. Let's see, there's one. Oh, there's one over here. Yeah. This one's. I had fun making this one. All right, so you're gonna come around the corner, and you're gonna be met with this whole string of signs. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, better stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again. Look at this. Oh, that kills me. Freddy Krueger coming up like out of the bed. Oh, there was a scene from the original where the bed spewed blood all over the room, and that was kind of what I was thinking here. Got all the blood around the floor and the wall, and we just got the Freddy kind of coming up out. Oh, I love how that one came out. That's so cool. And here is the 6th one. And let's see, you come around the corner, and here we go. And above all, never feed it after midnight. We got Gizmo popping out of the box. I absolutely love this. That is so cool. That's pretty much it with the maze. I did decorate up the center bit just a little bit. I added some benches. 2 of the podiums are actually here in the center. 2 of my favorite quotes from the season are in there. And we got a couple statues of some nasty mobs here just to kind of, make this middle section just a little bit more special. And that is it for the Hedge maze. That is ready to go. And again, I think watching all the other Block Breakers videos and watching their reactions to those to those dioramas is going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to check out their videos when they start coming out. And the other contribution I did to try to wrap up the area here is I created this little house down here. So we're going to kind of go over the swamp. So Spiffy Steffi has an attraction here that's actually underground, and I kind of helped make this entrance to it. And this house was actually designed by a YouTuber named Alex Crafted, and I will put a link to that video in the description. He made a video where he had like 13 different kind of fun Halloween spooky ideas, but I really like the look of this house that kind of has those. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep falling in there. Those eyes, kind of like the way they're inset, they kind of look like they're following you when you walk around. And to get to Spiffy Steffi's attraction, you have to just walk in through the mouth and into the throat, and you go down, and here you are. You're in the attraction. And I just kind of did this little opening part for her attraction as well, and basically it's a ride. So it's a little minecart ride that goes around through the underground, and it's very cool. But I'm not going to spoil what the ride is. That is her creation, and I'm sure you'll see plenty of that whenever the Halloween episodes start coming out. All right, well, I think that's going to actually wrap up my episode. Like I said, this was going to be a quick one. I just wanted to show you some of the final touches here in the Halloween district. And be looking out, starting next weekend. A bunch of us are going to have Halloween episodes coming out, and I think you're really going to enjoy them. I think you're really going to enjoy what all the other creators on the server have done. And with that, I bid you farewell, and I will see you next week. Happy Halloween!